Hey guys, so like the title says, this workout is going to help perk up, tighten, and firm that booty. We are going to perform exercises that are going to hit all three muscles of the glutes. So there are three muscles in your glutes, and to just really help get that really round appearance, you want to be hitting them all when you do your workout sessions. Also, ladies, do not be afraid to be lifting heavy. This is what puts on muscle, which is going to make your booty more perkier and rounder in appearance. So first we are going to get right into some glute activation. So if you don't feel your glutes firing during your workouts, this might be because you're not getting them activated before the workout. So what I like to do is I like to do some just quick body weight exercises that are really going to just help warm up my glutes and get them firing throughout the workout. So here you can see that I'm just doing some body weight hip thrusts here. Then I follow those up with putting my feet together and then doing another alternative of a hip thrust. So this is just going to help really hit a different area of your glute. And then immediately followed by some frog hip thrusts. So all three of these are just different alternatives of hip thrusts that are going to help warm up and activate your glutes. So to start this booty session off, we are going to be performing, of course, some hip thrusts. So if you are wanting to build your booty, you need to be doing these. These need to be included into your routine. Squats and deadlifts alone are not going to really specifically target your glutes. The hip thrust greatly outperforms the squats and deadlifts in glute activation. This is because the hip thrust, it doesn't require extreme anterior pelvic tilt torque like squats and deadlifts do, so the glutes can fire harder in the hip thrusts. And when you think of a hip thrust, it's actually the lower body equivalent to the bench press. So it provides 3 points of support and it takes advantage of gravity to really work the hips from a horizontal vector. So the extreme stability, which is the 3 points of support in the hip thrust, it actually allows for greater glute activation. The knees are staying bent, which slackens the hamstrings, and the higher up that you rise in the hip thrust, the more that the hamstrings shorten. So then the hammies can't contribute their full force potential. The glutes are actually forced to pick up the slack. So in other words, the hip thrust equates to less hamstring force and more glute force. So now that we have the science out of the way, let's get straight into the workout. So what I like to do is I like to do a lower weight just to get started. So I will do 1 set of a lower weight of hip thrusts. And then I will go into my working set. So this is a moderate weight for me. Ladies, don't forget, if you want to build that muscle, you want to build a booty, you should be lifting some weight. So I do want to go over the form with you just a little bit. You should have a bench of some sort that you can rest your back on. Where it's most comfortable for me is just right below the shoulder blades, and that is my pivot point. So I will put my back on the bench, and then I do like to put a foam just over my pelvis just so I don't get any bruises and so it's not uncomfortable. And then I will make sure that my knees make a 90-degree angle and that my legs are perpendicular to the floor. I push through my heels, and then at the very, very top, I take a pause and really contract my glutes. Now, moving on to the next exercise, this is actually one of my new favorite exercises for your hip abductors. So these lay on the side of your glutes. So basically you can say that this is a side butt workout. So what you're going to do, it's almost like a good morning, but you want to get into a cross leg hamstring stretch, and then you just want to lean back, but you want to lean back at an angle to one side, and you should feel it so much in the side of your glutes. You just want to make sure that your back is staying straight, and you want to also be pressing through your heel and then through the outside of your foot. This is just going to really activate those glutes. going to go into some reverse lunges. I do like to perform my reverse lunges sometimes on a Smith machine just because I can go pretty heavy and it's not too much stress on my lower back. I do like to take longer strides with these just because I do feel it a little bit more in my glutes, but you just want to make sure that you're keeping all your weight on your front foot as you go back. You want to press through your heel on the outside of your foot, and then you should really be feeling it in your glutes. And last but not least, we go into a hamstring workout. So I do like to also target my hamstrings as well, just because I do struggle with some extra fat on the back of my thighs or just under my butt. So I feel like strengthening these muscles really helps to just tighten everything up and to also lift up the booty. So I do really prefer to do these single leg hamstring curls just because it helps me get any muscle imbalances that I have, and I can train them both equally. Make sure to do these slow and controlled. You want to come up and then you want to slowly lower it down, and it's going to keep the tension in the muscle the entire time. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to add some of these exercises to your next glute day and you will be that much closer to a tight, firm, and perky booty. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video.